Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Another successful day without drinking alcohol. 3 weeks. 3 weeks down. 1 and a bit to go of this challenge, this 30-day challenge that I set myself 20 long days ago. You know, the days are actually going faster. Take drinking out, the days go faster. Which is kind of weird, right? I was drinking to fill in time. I was drinking to be content with doing sweet fuck all. I was drinking to hide emotions. I was drinking because it made me feel good, at the time at least. And I was drinking because I got myself into a really, really bad habit. Was I an alcoholic? Am I an alcoholic? Well, I've certainly got alcoholic beliefs, or I did, slowly but surely as the days go on. I guess I'm thinking less and less about alcohol. I'm thinking more and more about opportunities in life, about, you know, things I want to achieve, rather than just wallowing in my own pity. Now, I wouldn't do that at the time I was drinking, but I would do it the next day. Sorry, I had to put that down. A cop went past. I know I'm not using a phone. I don't know the rules around using a camera while driving, but either way, I had to put it down. So look, I'm just here to I'm here to check in. I'm here to let anybody know, anybody that's struggling out there, know that it is possible. I'd recommend anyone that's really, you know, ready to commit to a 30-day challenge like this, I'd recommend them to make similar videos to me. You know, whether one person watches them, or 1,000, or 1,000,000 one day, you never know. But at the time, what it does for me, and what I know it will do for other people, is allow you to sound off on, you know, sound off to a camera, sound off to something that isn't another human being. Because I know that, you know, when I was in the depths of alcoholism, alcohol addiction, I didn't want to speak to anyone. I did not want to open up to anybody. I didn't think I was worthy to speak to anyone. I didn't think anyone would want to speak to me. I didn't think, you know, I've got nothing to say. I've got nothing to contribute. All I am is a fucking failed father and a drinker. A failed athlete, a failed father, a failed businessman, a failed YouTuber, and a fucking drinker. That's literally what I thought of myself a couple of days before starting this. I knew I had more in there. I knew I've got potential. You know, I've always been a high achiever. I've always been, you know, I've always been motivated by goals, and not just any goal. You know, I've always made my goals pretty lofty. And I've achieved things, but you forget, you begin to forget who you are. You begin to forget what you have done, what you have achieved. And you begin to resign yourself to the fact that it ain't gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse, and I may as well drink. I may as well drink all of the pain, all of the thoughts away. Now, I'm not saying that I've got a hell of a lot of pain. I'm not saying that I've been through a hell of a lot of tragedy, because I haven't. I haven't. I'm lucky in that respect. I really haven't. So it's not as if these negative habits, these you know, addictive tendencies have come out of some sort of trauma, because you know. Well, I mean, to be honest, if I was talking to a shrink right now, they'd probably get right down to the depths of what I might call trauma. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to finish this video off on my phone. We've got battery issues. Either way, I won't keep you too much longer. All I was gonna say is that if I was talking to a shrink right now and I said that I'd had absolutely no trauma, they'd probably get right into the depths of it. They'd probably ask me, well, are you sure about that? And honestly, when I come to think of it, no, I'm not sure, because I did experience some pretty nasty bullying at high school, you know, and intermediate. So that sort of exclusion, that sort of feeling like you're just about in the inner circle, but you're not. You're an outsider. At the end of the day, you are a bit of an outsider. You've always got to try to be accepted into the group that you so desperately wanted to be accepted into, because they were the cool kids, right? They were the jocks. They were the sportsmen, and you were good at sports, but for some reason, for whatever reason, maybe it was my attitude, maybe it was my own attitude, maybe I did turn people off because I was just that competitive. And if someone wasn't doing something the way I wanted it done, I would let them know about it. I don't know. All I can say now is, 15, 16 years out of high school, I have mellowed. I can appreciate that, yes, I did have some flaws in my personality that may have contributed to that. But as far as my trauma is concerned, I haven't been abused at home in any way, shape or form. The only trauma I've had, and the only thing I can really think of that may have led to me looking for happiness and looking for acceptance in other places, rather than human connection, because that's what it is, right? Addiction is the opposite of connection. The only way you're going to get through an addiction and see the light the other side is through connection, through human connection. So I feel like if there was one thing that did sort of push me in that direction early on, it would have been that. But I did have a decent group of friends by the time I finished high school, and I think I just really enjoyed it. I think it was weed for me originally. That lasted a fair few years. In fact, it's still going. And look, I've had my troubles with that, and I'm planning, all going well, to begin a 30-day quitting weed series once I'm finished this one. The weed has sort of it's propped me up when I needed it throughout this 30 days, or this 20 days so far. But I'm a glutton. I'm an absolute glutton for dopamine, whether that's through smoking weed, whether that's through drinking, whether that's through getting attention. I used to love being the center of attention as a kid, and the more the better, right? So I'm a glutton if it comes to food, if it comes to flicking through social media. I'm an absolute glutton. I find it very, very hard to stop, to be disciplined around stopping that influx of dopamine. I mean, if it's there, if I can get it, if I can have it, I want it now. I want it yesterday, to be honest with you. So for me to have delayed gratification is something that I'm still learning. And if we're talking about the use of alcohol, then some form of delayed gratification I desperately need. If I want to continue having alcohol in my life, I can't do it daily. I can't drink it in the way and in the amounts that I have been. So I'm going to need some delayed gratification. I'm going to need to go through life, go through the trials and tribulations of life. I'm going to need to get through a day. It might be a hard day, it might be emotional, might be stressful, might be good. But good or bad, I'm gonna need to develop the ability, and I'm doing it at the moment, but I'm gonna need to develop the ability to get through a day, whatever it may throw at me, and lay my head on the pillow sober. Lay my head on the pillow without that dopamine hit. Just accept it for what it is, work through it, and sleep on it, and wake up the next day and move on. Look, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I feel like I've sort of gone down a bit of a rabbit hole, and I don't really know if I can get myself back out. If I can bring this whole story full circle, I'm not quite sure if I can do it. Normally I can, today I can't. I'm sitting outside the gym, I'm about to go in, and I can't fucking wait. So 20 days, well, 20 minus 1, 19 days of the last 20, alcohol free, feeling fantastic, feeling accomplished, feeling like I'm back in the real world, so to speak. Feeling like I'm back in the real world, because I certainly haven't been. I've been in a dream world for too long. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.